Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Nelly from Generation Shine. We are coming live with a new episode today. And before we get into the topics of our beautiful show, I got to introduce the men that support all of this. We're going to start with my main man. He's dropping a new album soon. He said, screw the weekend. I'm going to be the weekday. And he's just going to do it like his Nike on his hat. It's my boy.
It's your boy, Gordo. What it is, what it does. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Generation Shock. How you guys doing today?
Doing great, but remember, we're not live, so I don't even, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, though.
Baby, it's live for them. It's live for them when they're watching at home.
I was just wondering what Nelly was thinking
Still
about.
not really live.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's alive, baby. It's alive.
It's more alive than that quarterback, that's for sure.
Next up, ladies.
I think it's going to talk about this shit already.
Yes,
all right.
Next up,
It's going to be
ladies.
good.
He's handsome. He's near and dear to my heart. He probably ate a Big Mac, but he's packed with a double quarter pounder. It's my boy.
Yo, it's the monster on the mic, Sheck Monster. Just want to let y'all know, just shot the low score of my life today. Shot a 92. Holla at your boy out there on the golf course. What up?
Congrats.
No wonder he was late again.
Messiah told me I could
technically,
play
he wasn't
golf on
late.
Mondays.
You was. Technically, he wasn't late. You was.
I wasn't late. Maybe
Oh, where's
if
my
you
drum
weren't
roll when
trying
I
to,
need it?
get your shit to work and enter me into the call, I wouldn't be late. Whatever. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, next we have he's our fearless leader. The jersey he's wearing should have blown up with the topic we about to talk about today. It's my boy.
This is your boy Messiah. Excuse Nelly's tone on a sensitive topic we're about to talk about. But on that note, thank you guys for watching, taking us for tuning in, and I like that FedSex shirt. That's pretty nice.
It's Fed Sex.
Yeah.
My package in your box tonight.
Hey, it's my dick in my box.
You know what's funny?
Welcome
Your
back.
jersey should
Oh,
say
here we go.
Cheatriots on it.
Oh.
She say what?
Oh.
Cheatriots. Because they're all about that cheating.
Oh.
Or deflatrates.
Yeah,
Deflatrate.
something, spy
Recortrates. Yeah.
Oh,
damn.
Oh.
It should say. It should
Is this
say
a boxing match?
6 Super Bowl. That's what it should say.
Oh, that's terrible. That was
Six
terrible.
hold on. I mean, I got jerseys of
championships.
players who are no longer on my team.
Listen. It should say 9 Super Bowls, 6 championships, 15 years of dominating the East, 20 years dominating the East. But it's not enough space in this jersey to say all
Yeah,
that.
you know what? Hold on. I'll go get a jersey from one of my guys who no longer plays on my team. I got like an Odell Beckham jersey and stuff. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
We're bragging about players that ain't there?
This is from, look, if I turn around, it's going to say the GOAT in the back. So that's what.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Turn around then.
No, I don't want to turn around.
I want to see you. Go ahead. Let me see if it says the GOAT. Go ahead.
Ah.
Go ahead. You said it. I'm putting your ass on blast. Go ahead.
All right. What does it
He
say
farted?
there?
I think he farted.
I don't see it.
That says Brady. I don't know where.
Yep,
I don't see a
that
GOAT.
in its word is the GOAT.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, listen, that's not a topic today. We could talk about that topic of what's considered a GOAT and what's not. Because I'll tell you right now, he ain't the GOAT.
All right. So, anyways, we'll save that for Generation
We'll save
Sports.
that. Yes, we will.
We'll save it for that.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is 2 things. The first one we're going to start off with is the Beirut explosion. And I know I made a joke earlier. Trust me, I wasn't trying to be insensitive. If I offended anybody, I do apologize, but that jersey got to go. But yeah, the Beirut explosion happened in the seaport, obviously. And it was pretty humongous. I don't know if you guys seen on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram all the videos, but I mean, that thing was ridiculous. Like personally, when I saw it, I was like, bro, somebody bombed somebody. Just the way it exploded and the shockwave and stuff like that. But you know, Goldo, what do you think, bro? Start it off.
No, yeah. Once I saw it, I was like, "That's wild. That's crazy." And pretty much in the city, well, on the port, but on the city that populated, it was wild. When I saw the video, I was like, I didn't know what to think. I was like, "There's no way that was like an accident." But at the same time, then the news came out. I don't know, but my condolences to those who lost their lives. But it looked pretty crazy. The shockwave created, I was like, so that's pretty much like a nuclear bomb goes off. It made the same mushroom, the same shockwave, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
What do you think was? Oh.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Messiah,
Go ahead, Shake Monster. Go ahead, Shake Monster.
Let's check.
No, I mean, I did a little research on it. I found out that the shockwave was able to be heard 150 miles away. So wow. I mean, that's pretty far.
And think about it, I can't even jog a mile, but that's far.
And they said I think the devastation from the actual wave itself it went out at least a minimum of 15 miles. The surrounding area, like literally, they showed pictures of where it was sitting, and it's completely gone. Like it's not like. When you hear an explosion, this was like a crater in the bay because it was right on the bay, right on the water. There's a literal hole and water filled in where that building was. It's like, it's crazy. And to watch the videos of people 10 miles away that their windows are being blown out, cars are exploding, like the shock wave and devastation. Bro. They said it ranked as a 3.5 on the Richter scale. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Crazy. And then to hear about the stuff that actually caused the explosion and the way they mishandled it and mistreated it, and people didn't want to take responsibility for it sitting in the port and everything. It's just wild that they could, that it reminds you that, you know, out there in the world that we get blinded by what we live in, right? We live in this society that's governed and dictated by so many rules and regulations that sometimes we even feel like it's not fair because of the way it is. But then you go out into the Middle East and those areas and just the turmoil and the war and the lack of regulations that are going on because just whoever's in charge can pretty much do whatever the hell they want. And it just reminds you that it's just a whole different world out there and how something, you know, that's scary, you know, I mean, the explosion was like a nuclear bomb. It just didn't have the radiation and the outlet, you know, the outlasting effects that happened after that. But I mean, it kind of blew my mind. And then, you know, and I didn't believe it when I saw it. I'll tell you that much.
Think about it.
Quick question for you, before everybody else goes. For us that don't know pretty much what the scale you use, it was 3.5
on the earthquake Richter scale.
Yeah, the Richter scale, yeah.
So that's how they measure earthquakes. And understand when they measure earthquakes, people have a misconception about the way that earthquakes are rated, right? A 1, and then they're like, oh, a 2. That's not actually what they mean. Is I think it's 10 times as powerful when you go from one number to another, right? So they're talking, I mean, when we're talking about it, it's not like a small jump in pressure. A 3.5 could devastate like a 3.5 earthquake in California is devastating, right? That massive loss of life. They're lucky that the infrastructure there was, you know, the way that it was, that it didn't destroy, like, I mean, can you imagine something like that in Florida? It could maybe take it off like put us into an island. It's just, it's crazy.
Take us off the map.
You know, exactly. And to think about it, like, you know, I mean, that thing was sitting there since 2014. We're in 2020. That thing has been sitting there since 2014, and the ship got abandoned. And I think about, like, you know, where we live in today, like, that shit wouldn't happen. I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit that happens, but at the end of the day, like, there's no way a ticking time bomb is going to be sitting somewhere where it can cause devastation, you know?
But I'm pretty sure that they knew what they had stored. They just neglected it because they knew about it. They just, one of those things that like, oh, whatever. They probably ignored it. But that
just have a
that
fireworks
neglection
factory right next to it.
Yeah,
come the fuck on.
Yeah, which makes no fucking sense. Something that volatile, right? Something that it can just ignite that easy, right?
Yep.
And to think about it, this caused over 160 people plus. So it's 160 plus lives were lost.
Over neglect.
The explosion itself, like Sheikh Monster said, it was like a crater. So think about it. That's like when a comet hits, it makes a big ass crater, dude. It destroyed. If you see the before and after pictures, you would think it was photoshopped, and you would think it was fake. You wouldn't even believe it, right? And it was just crazy. And the crazy shit about it is watching the different footages from different people on cameras and all that.
Yep.
I feel so bad for the footage I seen on social media where that woman was getting married. She had a beautiful dress on, and she was walking in this beautiful scenery. You could tell she was posing for a picture, and then you see the camera, then you see all of a sudden you see that boom, a big explode, that shock wave, and it knocks everybody out. People go up to her and they carry her. That's her memory for that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a memory she's gonna remember, and the lives that because of the neglect, that failed to just say, hey, that's still sitting there. Oh, hey, we can't store that there. Or we could, but we just gotta move it somewhere where it's safer. But that's the difference between certain countries and this country. There's when I travel, right? One of the things that I always say and I always keep an eye on is airports, how we check in, I know that there's a lot of neglect. So there's a lot of cut things that you be like, man, you could easily do that. Man, in the USA, you cannot get away with that. You can't do this, you can't do that. And you start seeing this thing, you start be like, wow, there's a lot of different rules here in other countries. Maybe, it could be that the rules, us living here, we look at it like, yo, why the fuck is so many rules? Why am I gonna go through it? That's just making us wait too much longer. And then stuff like this is the reason why, right? Because there's safety inspections. I'm pretty sure that a safety inspector since 2014, if they have any, walked in there and said, either ignored that was there and must have said, hey, that's not good to be having there.
Yeah, or got paid off. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were good.
Right now, there's riots going on. There's protesting going on because the people of Lebanon or Beirut, they're actually tired of the corruption. They're actually the prime minister. I think his name is Hassan Diab. I'm sorry if I destroyed that name. He had to resign. Him and a couple of other people in his party had to resign because they quote unquote disaster beyond measure on their watch.
That's bro. They pretty much murdered people for negligence. I mean, think about it. So that was 2,750 metric tons, bro, of ammonium nitrate, right? So based on what they were saying, so
ammonium
article,
nitrate.
Ammonium nitrate. So from U.S. officials, it says with that stockpile of ammonium nitrate, what precautions should have been taken? So straight off of them, they said, they turned to the NFPA, which is the National Fire Protection Association, to give them guidance on things on how to handle that stuff. So they said, if you have 2,750 metric tons of that, first and foremost, the thing you need to do is move that material far away from the population because it represents a significant hazard. And think about it. That thing sat there for 6 years, dude. 6 years. And unfortunately, it took lives. It destroyed a city. It took lives, and for nothing, for no reason. Right?
And I'm pretty sure, go ahead.
Go ahead now. You good?
No, I'm saying, and I'm pretty sure, people were people in that staff wanted probably to say something or did, and then they were either ignored or they were said, "Hey, just mind your business," or they, because the corruption is big in that, and according to the protest, the corruption is big in that country. That they're probably didn't even want to say anything at all because nobody was going to take care of it. And now people think about it. You just going about your day at work. You're working. You're doing what you normally do, and then gone.
Yep. But remember also
based on negligence.
Yep. Remember also, if the corruption was that big, people fear for their lives. If they were to call something out to authorities or something, if corruption is as big as they say on the news, then people might fear for their lives. Say something, they get right off.
It could have been a money thing. They would have like, screw that. We're not paying for that. I'm sure it costs.
But why did
a significant amount of money to move that?
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of questions. Why did it sit there?
Yeah, it was an abandoned ship.
Yeah, just sitting there. Like, it's just one of those crazy things. Those are questions that later on through reports we'll find out.
Well, remember, the ship,
it's
the
crazy
ship
though
wasn't
because
exactly
go ahead,
abandoned. The ship was confiscated, and
Yeah,
the
okay.
people didn't want
There you
to.
go.
The people who were on the ship and navigating it when they stopped the ship in that port, they did abandon it because they were like, well, we're not going to do what's required of us in order to get this stuff back. So fuck it, we're out. But it was so it was abandoned, but it was also confiscated. It's not like somebody parked the ship and took off and nobody knew it was there. The government was involved in preventing this ship from going out of their port, right? And so that's where the negligence comes in, because they're the ones who kept that there. They forced it to stay there because they weren't allowing the people to continue on their journey with that product. What the hell are you rolling up?
Piece of paper.
Oh. Damn, dog. I didn't know it was that kind of show.
a doobie.
Yeah, look at that. Look how I wrote, bro. Look how I
But,
wrote.
it always makes me wonder, though, like, and nothing's been said yet, and I haven't read enough into it, but, you got to start to wonder, was this premeditated? Right? Did somebody light up? How does a firework factory go up in flames? Does somebody know it's there? Like,
is it possible? Yes, but I just think like maybe somebody knew, hey, that shit's sitting there. Maybe we could to terrorize the city, right? Because somebody must have found out that's sitting there, or was it an accident? See,
I'm just saying. Let me put it like this: if you go back in news and you look at how many firework factories across the world have exploded, I mean, usually that would make the news, right? Like, that's a pretty big thing because the type of explosion that it would cause and everything. Firework factories don't normally just go up on their own, man.
That is true. That's true.
Well, or it could be again.
It'd been insurance.
Right. It is a firework factory, but it could be also something like an electrical something, because that thing is that thing is very
volatile.
I think volatile is the word I'm looking for. It's very sensitive, like flammable. That thing is flammable, bro.
What thing?
Ammonium nitrate.
Yeah, I get that, but remember, the ammonia. That's where it goes back. This wasn't the ammonium nitrate's not what caused the explosion. It was the fireworks that caused the ammonium nitrate. So it still goes back to what caused the fireworks, right? So what a better cover to set an explosion off than to have not directly go for the cause, but go for something near it that will force it to go off.
Yep.
All right. So here's a question though: do you think if it was? Because so now let's brainstorm there, right? So if it was something that was done, it couldn't be it could have been a person doing it, right? It was probably has to have been done on a timer where the person can get far enough away from it, right?
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong, but have we heard any reports as to
what? No, that's
caused...
that's
no,
not.
I'm just curious though.
The problem is with reports is what they were saying was like it'll either take years or it just will never happen, because the only way they got to look is to documents and things like that. But it blew up most of that shit.
There's probably nothing there recording it. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Unless there's a cloud server somewhere, right? There's nothing.
Yeah, if there was, it's all gone.
Yeah, that's true. I never even thought about this. So that's the perfect crime. No evidence left behind.
But honestly, if that thing caught on, I mean, if it was premeditated, like Messiah said, like you had to put a time on that shit. You had to get far away.
Not when you really actually. You know what? You got to remember, most of the things that happened that are caused by people in that part of the world, there's somebody sacrificing themselves. Not to bring up a bad thing, but when the planes hit the towers, there wasn't a machine driving that shit. That was people. You hear about bombings that people strap shit to their chests all over the place in the Middle East and sacrifice themselves. People are not afraid to die for their cause when it comes to things in the Middle East.
That is true. That is true.
Well, I do tell you this: if it was something intentional, and if it was a form of terrorism, some group out there would have already claimed it. And there hasn't been any reports.
I get it.
Something that big, trust me, something that big somebody would already claimed it.
It could have been insurance.
So far. It could have been an insurance job.
Like my guy's like, now my factory's burned down. Let me cash out my insurance.
What if the insurance doesn't cover craters?
Now think about it.
I'm gonna joke around.
Do like I said statistic. There you go. I can't speak right now.
I knew who it was.
Who?
I know who did it. It's all the
did
posters
it?
behind you. They're all wanted.
Oh, man.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
One of them.
Go ahead, Papa. Go ahead.
Whatchamacallit? Who came down from power and who will rise from power in the next couple months or in the last few months? Think
That's a
about
good
it.
point.
And
Think
they're not
about
going
it.
to claim it. They're not going to go around telling people they did that shit.
No,
Exactly.
but that's a good
Exactly.
political move because these guys this guy resigned.
He had to.
Exactly. Now, who's going to rise from power right now on these next couple months to take care of that? Now, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to be difficult to prove, bro. Unless you have emails or something.
Listen, it all blew up with the warehouse, bro. That's the thing.
Yeah. So,
Like,
that
there's
being
nothing to
said,
prove
so
it.
yeah, so it's just this crazy, but that's why, sometimes you look at it as everything in this country is a business. Everything here gets done just to create jobs. But it's the reason of things like this is why, you'll be like, hey, look what happened over there, because there's no safety regulation or because there's nobody taking where it's not corrupted enough. I'm not saying this country is not corrupted, not saying that, but I'm just saying as far as somewhere somebody failed or somewhere somebody was afraid to report something that in this country, like some of the inspections they do, all these safety things they got to go through, it's just a lot different. And I can only say that based on living in this country. I never lived in any other country, but I have traveled enough to see things that I'd be like, shit like that in the United States will not happen. And I'm not just talking about like safety stuff, food stuff, FDA stuff that you start seeing that when you travel, you be like, holy shit. Like, it's just a lot different. We just accustomed to a different thing that out there is just like, they just cut corners.
Yeah.
Everything gets cut corners. So
a lot of things. The higher you get up, bro, it's about money and power at that point. So
Money and power.
cutting corners, it is what it is, and as long as you get to where you got to be,
Yep. For example,
I always think, real quick. I always think about House of Cards. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that, but I always think about people making deals and doing this and doing that just to get what they want, and I always think about that.
Yep.
Speaking of, that's actually a great show.
Let go.
Yeah. Like
Brian,
like
by the way,
companies,
were we recording?
What?
Yeah, we are.
Are we recording?
I hope so.
I hope so.
You're recording, man. Get the fuck out of here.
For example,
I just know
I got the timer on and everything, man. I know exactly what we're
I
at.
just want to let you know, if we're not, you're doing the next show by your damn self. All right, but go ahead.
That'd be the best show we've had so far.
Okay.
No, but getting to that money move that Nelly was saying, like some companies out there are closing Black Thursday, but we're not gonna get deep into that because they want to save money and not pay the employees time and a half. You know who you are, but it's not a money move. Yeah. All right.
Did we not talk about that the last episode?
Yeah, we did. But I'm just,
But we went over it. It's not a money move. It's not a money move. Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
That's
So
so
here's the thing.
stupid.
Here's the thing. Since we're on the money
Still
issue,
get paid
we're talking
your
about
holiday.
money. Since we're on the money issue thing, right? How? And I'm glad. Lately for the past couple of months, Nelly knows this. Checkman, you know this far back then, but you never jumped into the group. But we have an investment group, and we just go around giving each other ideas about stocks and all that. And I've been following the stocks like avidly, every day looking into it. And tell me how. Okay, when I say the word Kodak, what comes to mind?
Cameras.
Kodak Black cameras.
Well, I mean, as a company, not no rapper.
Oh, you weren't specific, so I answered your question, sir.
Remember, his mind's always on the in the hood or whatever, thinking about rapping and DJing and everything.
Yeah. So let's think about as a company. If I think when I say Kodak, what comes to mind?
We just said it. Cameras. We just said it.
Cameras.
We just said it.
All right. So tell me how this company got a $750 million loan to branch out on a new sector to create pharmaceuticals, also a cure or pill for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I-
I don't get it.
How they got a loan, I don't know. I'm sure some
So-
guy showed
so
up in
that-
a suit
that's
and tie
crazy.
and
So-
gave him one hell of a presentation.
So check this out. So it goes from the share goes from about $6 and it jumps to 60. In soon as the announcement gets made, the next day skyrockets. Right. That's one.
Wait.
Pay attention.
Yep.
Yeah,
Paying
pay attention. So the chairman of that company has an option to trade his stocks. He has an option to go 1.7 million. As soon as the shares jump from $6 to 60, he exercises option. Hypothetical, how much you think he made out of that? If he exercised it, how much he would have made? 1.7 million. How much you think he would have made?
Can you do the math from us, bro?
Well, it
depends on how many shares he had. I mean, it's impossible to know without knowing the shares.
You'd have to take $1.27 million divided by 6.
Huh?
So
okay, but what I'm saying though,
I'll do math.
So he has around 150,000 shares around there. 150 to 250, something like that.
So you got to multiply that by 10.
Okay.
1.7 million dollars worth of
1.7 million.
Yeah, 1.7 million.
Okay, I got it. Okay, divide that by 6. He had 283 million. No, sorry, 283,000.
Yeah, if there was $6. Yeah, if there was $6 a share. Yep.
283,333 shares. Okay.
So now multiply that by 60 now.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, not 60.
Yeah.
54.
That's the highest.
the number
That's
of
where
shares.
it peaked.
It
peaked
would
at
do it by 54.
Wouldn't you make you make the profit?
54.
Yeah, so 54 then. It doesn't matter. Do 54.
My man made $15,300,000.
Exactly. So think about that. Is that now it skyrocketed? He exercises option, sells out. Again, that's right now. I'm so glad the FCC is looking into it because somewhere in there's inside trade. Another thing that happened there. Why the fuck would you give a company like Kodak $750 million to start a new sector? Man, this company is totally focused on cameras and all that shit.
Well,
so
hold on. See, this is the
Okay,
problem
go
with
ahead.
this is the problem that happens with people is first of all, when's the last time Kodak produced a camera? Exactly. You can't think of it. Hold on, time out.
No,
you can't think of it.
right.
So my point is, have you done the research on Kodak to find out what their company actually is? All you ask
Yes.
is what do we know them
Yes,
for? So
I
what does the company do?
According to the PDF file to the stock, what they're for, right? It gives you the address, who's the CEO, and what they, according to the description, they do film industry, cameras. Nothing has to do with pharmaceuticals. Nothing.
But that's not
I
the
just
point,
wish I
though.
could pull it out.
But we don't know. Like, you have to look into the company and see what they're actually manufacturing, what they're producing. Like, we don't know enough about it.
I looked at all that. I looked at that. Nothing has to do with pharmaceuticals.
Because they're not doing cameras. I know that for a fact.
No, they're doing film. It's a film and all that other stuff. Anything but pharmaceuticals. But this loan was given to them just so they could open up a new sector. So they could because their company's been going down. So it's obviously this company would probably going to go bankrupt, right? They're
especially
on
at $6 a share.
I looked into it so like even deeper. They were $900 million in the hole in debt. So tell me how this 750 isn't a convenience, right?
But if you can't. So you're saying you can't go hire somebody who is in the medical field and now be able to open a new division? Like, I mean, these things aren't impossible. I get I'm not disagreeing.
I get it's not impossible. I get it.
I get what you're saying, that it's shady for the guy who's the CEO. But to sit there and bag the company, I don't know.
So let's say I agree with you. All right. You want to start something new. Why would the CEO would automatically, when that jump happens, make his options, bank out, and then the stocks drop back to 6? Actually, they just went up to $10 now, right? So it was a pump and dump.
So let me ask you this real quick: if you had shares, right, just being a normal person, if you had shares at $6 a stock and you saw they went up to 60, are you selling? How are you thinking about that? Okay. So once again, now I'm not saying there wasn't something corrupt behind it, but the guy's a logical human being. They're never going to see 60 again, no matter what.
Understood. inside trade information.
He hold on. Understand what insider trading is, right? Because insider trading,
because he's being investigated for that right now.
But hold on, insider trading is him telling somebody else about it. No, yes, listen. If he's in the company, if he's the CEO, does he not know that he's about to make that deal?
Well, he's in the okay.
But hold on, doesn't but let me finish. Doesn't he know the deal's about to happen? Yes,
because
he's the one. So there's no insider trading now. But this is the difference. If he goes to the people who gave him the loan, right, and said, "Look, I will sell you shares of my company if you give me this loan, so that way my stock can, and then my stock will raise, and then you can cash out." That's insider trading. Insider trading is being given information that's not prevalent to you in order for you to make that profit. The chairman already knows because he's involved in the company. That's not an insider trading. What they're investigating to see is, did he give that information out to somebody to make sure that that those stocks would rise for him?
Right now, the company's being investigated because of that, because he wasn't the only one who made money off of it.
That's my point. So they're trying to see if he gave that information out to people that should not have had that that were not supposed to be prevalent to that information, so that way they could make money.
But think about, if you know this is what's going to happen, you see it rise, right? I get it. He's a businessman. He's gonna be like, yeah, fuck that. I'm never going to see this at 60 again. I'm going to sell my options. I'm going to make bank off of it, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of fucked up that he takes advantage of the loan. Once again, the government gave him a loan to start a new sector of the company, which you're right, company could reinvent themselves, right? They can reinvent themselves, but how do you go from film to pharmaceuticals? I have no idea.
Which I agree with you. I think the worst part to it, and I get what Sheckman's saying, I get what you're saying, but I think the worst part about it, if he does nothing at all.
Well, right now they haven't done anything.
I know,
it's on a halt right now.
I know, but right now he's on the hot seat, so now he's like, oh shit. If he was trying to do it for money, now he's like, oh shit, I got to come up with some pharmaceutical shit. I got to hire somebody now. I got to make sure like I'm not on the hot seat anymore. So if he was doing that.
The part that gets me upset about it is, right, I get it. Businesses deserve, like, big businesses, Fortune 500 companies is what keep the jobs going in this country. I get that. But you're using taxpayers' money to loan a company money, and then you're going to, and people are fighting about giving $600 additional to people on unemployment, when the whole idea behind COVID, right? The whole idea behind COVID is, hey, if you stay home, right, if you shut down the country, it would prevent from spreading. So if I'm staying home and you're telling me to stay home and it's going to keep me from spreading it, why shouldn't the government take care of that?
Well, that's not the argument. The argument isn't about the government taking care of it. The argument is that the government is making it that you are more financially stable by staying home, and you make more money than those of us who are putting our lives on at risk by being on the front lines. That's the problem. Those healthcare workers are making less money than people being furloughed on unemployment. How is that fair that they're required to risk their lives, but you're not giving them their salary? If you said, here, I'll give you 100% of your wages, stay home. Cool. All right. No big deal. I'm not going to argue that, but we're going to give you your salary at 100%. And on top of that, we're going to give you an additional $600. Oh, but by the way, if you're a healthcare worker, guess what? If you don't work, you don't get unemployment because your job is still available for you. You're choosing not to go in. Right? There is no furlough for the healthcare department, for the healthcare industry, because their businesses haven't shut down. Okay. So they don't have a choice. If they choose that they want to sit home, they're fucking broke. That's it. They're done. Yeah. How is that fair? That's
like
the
many
argument.
of us.
That's the argument.
Yeah. So, and you have a valid point there. But the fact that this company gets this loan and we have to pay for it,
I get it.
It's kind of fucked up. And on top of that,
let's say so there's a lot of moving parts, and I haven't done any research on it, so I'm not saying I know the answers, but you also have to understand there's a lot of businesses that you don't hear about right now, Messiah, that are going into the pharmaceutical world because the government is trying to get anybody and everybody involved in finding a cure. That's their number one priority. So if you have a resource and you can show them a business plan that you can get people involved that can help research this, they're going to back you. So go look at how many companies have just
But
jumped
greed
ship.
is a motherfucker. But greed is a motherfucker, because
not
people
saying
would
it's
say,
not.
hey, if in the last stimulus package that sent out, the last loan, the last thing that they did, the government did, if Kanye West, Grant Cardone, if people like that, they're already rich, were able to get loans for no fucking reason because they're greedy as motherfuckers, because they're greedy. And even I think there was a team that they gave the money back. They got a loan that they wasn't supposed to get. They gave the money back. The reason why they gave it back is because they got caught and they didn't want the bad publicity. But like guys like that already filthy rich, Kanye West, Grant Cardone, and then they go ahead and take money from small business loans, people that really needed to give people jobs, and there's greed out there. So somebody
I'm
could
not saying there's
come
not. I
up
don't
with
know
a
the
great
loans that
business
they're
plan.
getting. I don't know anything about those loans. Like, what are they getting loans for?
Because they're small businesses.
What's Kanye's small business?
I don't know, but he got money.
How do you know that? There was that. Why?
It was all over, it was in the news.
Yeah, okay.
And there was an article.
I
I'm
can't
gonna set up
speak to
the
that
article.
stuff. But
That's
that's a
what I'm
whole. But I mean, you're jumping. Like,
No, I'm
you
just
gotta
saying,
figure
as
out the
far
stance
as-
on, because you're talking. You want to argue about one thing, which is about how this company got money that wasn't a pharmaceutical company to do research to find a cure for the most devastating thing that we have in this country right now. And then you
That
want to
has
jump over to something else.
no
So, like,
experience.
let's
No.
stay in a lane.
No. The reason why I brought that up, because you said, because there's companies right now that are reinventing themselves, because the government's looking for companies to so many ways to try to figure out or find a cure.
Correct.
So
Yeah, but that's like saying like me trying to jump into the weed business. I have no fucking deal with that.
exactly.
But
You
the
have
thing
no
is,
idea,
if
but
I'm
you're gonna get they're gonna give you a loan, right? They're gonna give you a loan so you can hire the right people. So tell me,
that's not
wouldn't
the
you
way it
just be
works,
like, yo,
man. That's not the
we
way
need
it
to jump
works.
in
Like,
this shit?
have you guys ever gone to a bank for a loan? They have to have a business plan. They have to have people
Brian,
ready to go.
if you
They
own
don't
a
just walk
company-
in the
if
door
you're-
and say, "Hey, I want to start up a
I
COVID fund." Oh, give me
Check
money.
one sec. I understand that. But if you're a company, if you're a CEO of a company, or if you're a company like Kodak, or if you're a company like any company, you know how to write a business proposal because you already started a
Okay,
company.
but you don't think they had something already in something tangible to be able to show to them that they were
Brian,
ready to start?
This is during crisis, people make money, and they take
I'm not
advantage.
disagreeing.
And they take advantage of the shit
thing with war.
that's out there. Yeah, just like war. But they take advantage of shit that they don't even have no idea of doing. And they just, well, you know what? It's just the human mind. Well, greed is so fucked
But
up that
here's the
people
thing.
will
What, you
create
see,
shit.
this is where you're aiming your anger at the wrong person. It's not Kodak's fault then, right? It's the person
No.
who gave him a loan. If you're saying that they just walked in there and was like, "Hey, here's a piece of paper saying I have an idea. Now give me $750 million," and from what you're saying, they went ahead and did it. That's not Kodak's fault. Because you're
It's
claiming
not.
they just walked in with a stack of papers, had no clue, like nothing to prove what they were going to do or anything. Like, we're being a little naive about this stuff. I don't like when people just, we're making like the money was just, I could walk into a bank tomorrow with a business plan that I could hire a professional to write, and they're going to give me a loan because I'm saying that I'm going to help things because I have a business plan, right? That's basically what you're saying is I can go in tomorrow and be like, "Hey, I paid $100 for a business plan by a professional. He has a great business plan written up, most professional business plan in the world, and I'm going to be able to walk in and get $100,000 given to me because I'm saying I'm doing stuff for COVID research."
I don't know, but you got to burn that jersey with that business plan.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is people
Good
are these
Good point.
companies. No, these companies know how to write a business plan.
Okay,
They know
but
how to
I
write
hire
it.
somebody to write a business plan for me, so I'm getting a loan.
Possibly. You don't know until you try it. The difference is
All right.
between you and a person like that
I got
is
it.
these people
I got it.
they'll try it. They'll do it.
I got it. Ramos,
What?
pay $100. Get Sheckman a business plan. Sheckman, you put on your sexiest
Checkman could
clothes
get to
ever.
talk.
No,
Checkman
no,
could talk to
listen to me. Listen to
talk
me.
his way to
No,
anything.
this is
He
the
could
deal.
get
This is
anything.
the deal.
I'm about to get,
He
I'm
just
about to
doesn't
get
try it.
paid,
That's the
brother.
difference.
This is the deal.
I'll split
This
it
is the
4
deal.
ways.
That's
You
what I'm
pay
saying.
for an immaculate business plan. He's gonna walk in with a sexy suit and go to a bank. And if he walks out with money, you gotta burn that motherfucking jersey in front of him. Like you gotta pay for his flight over here and burn that shit in front of him. and then fly him back.
So you can't even
And
get.
then-
You're not even allowed to use the money I get from the loan to do all that. You
You're
have to
not-
pay out of
you're
your own
not.
pocket.
You're not out of your
So
pocket.
my
Maybe
point, but the point
trade
that I
in the
was trying to
BMW
get,
happened.
a point that I get companies restructure themselves. I get that. And people, but think about greed, right? Think
There's
about
greed everywhere.
why all of a sudden, right? There's an opportunity right now. The country, the world needs a cure for this pandemic, and this creates opportunity.
Okay, but what you're doing is you're passing judgment before any investigation has found anything, right? So you're made up your mind about this situation before
It's
you
fucked
even
up,
have
yes.
all the facts. And I'm sorry, that is wrong. That's what the problem is listen, if once they do the investigation and they're charged and they go to jail and you want to bring this back up because we know the facts and we found out that this was a scam or a sham or whatever else it is, dude, that's a great thing to talk about. But we owe it to the people watching not just to jump out and put out fake news, because that's basically what we're doing, right? We're putting out fake news because we don't know
CNN.
anything yet.
Come on, bro.
Or Fox.
You know,
The
like
dog of CNN.
I would like to, because because the thing is that you don't realize is I agree with almost 100% of what you're saying, but I don't think it's right that we're talking about this at this time because nothing's known yet. There are still so many
Nothing has
variables and
surfaced yet.
factors out there, and to dog every company out there who is generally trying to help by finding
But there are
COVID thing. But yes,
But I'm
there's-
saying,
so that's what you're saying is every politician is bad, every single one of them. There's not a
nope,
single.
I'm not saying that.
But listen, but guess what? There are politicians out there who are bad, right? There are ones taking money and doing things for their own personal interests, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
But so you keep on putting up this point, but there's these companies out there doing it. Great. Yes, there are companies out there, but until we have the facts behind it to prove it, let's not give all these companies a bad name yet, right? Let's have some faith in humanity that maybe people are generally trying to help, right? I'm not saying they're not, but guess what? Richard Nixon, we had to give him the benefit of the doubt, but now that he's been found guilty, he's a crooked motherfucker, right? And I don't mind, and now we can come out and say it. But when he was our president,
What about OJ?
OJ, the glove didn't fit. Like, I mean,
it must have quit.
you
If
know,
the girls don't fit.
I mean, but once again, here's the difference with OJ. The evidence was presented to you, right? Now, you don't have to agree with the verdict, but he went to a trial. Now, before OJ went to a trial, and you want to sit there and judge him for something that you think he did without knowing any of the evidence or any of the facts, that's where the issue comes in for me. Now that he's gone to court, you can see the facts. You don't have to agree with him being released. Like, I don't get pissed off at people who tell me, look, I think he should have went to jail. I saw the evidence. The glove could have shrunk, all this other shit, right? That's cool. Guess what? You have factual things to build off of to build your case. But you don't have anything before he goes to trial. You just have him being accused of murder, and now everybody's punishing the man, right? But that's not fair. That's not how our society is supposed to be. We're not supposed to pass judgment, because if that's the case, Lewis, then you guys at the New England Patriots are 100% cheaters without a fact. End of story. There's nothing you can say to change
There it
that.
goes. There it goes.
Repeat that
I'm
again?
ready for it.
The New England Patriots are the worst cheating team in the history of the NFL.
Not the worst.
No,
the
they
best.
are. No, the worst.
The best.
No, have you guys got caught? No, not really, right? There's no.
But it don't matter.
That means they're
No,
the best.
But I'm passing
it ain't
judgment
that
on
they
you.
got
So
caught.
you are the worst.
It ain't
You are
that-
the worst franchise in NFL history. You're the most crooked, undermining, low-level scumbag franchise ever because of the
shit.
things that you did to
Who is
cheat
the
to win,
worst scumbag?
and that
Oh
you
my
guys
God,
should,
you're the worst
and your
scumbag.
trophies deserve to be vacated. Those 4 seasons that you guys cheated to win should remove those, and then you guys are
Nelly
left
out.
with 2 championships.
You're so emotional about that.
Believe
I
me.
get passionate. I get passionate, baby.
Yeah, I knew this journey would create this. You know? See,
Yo,
It's
we
amazing.
can't drop the new album, bro. Drop the new album.
Look, I just, like I said, I get passionate about people. I don't like jumping in on things until we know everything, right? Like
I
until
feel
we
you.
have
So-
some
so
more
then-
information.
So all right, we got
You're
some-
right.
so-
I agree with you on that part. I agree.
Shut
with
up,
you. But
Messiah.
It's
He just
wait,
killed
wait.
you. You are not
Real
allowed
quick.
to talk. You
Real
can't take
quick,
the jersey
yo.
off. Just log off. Log off.
I agree. All right, I'm gonna take
Verdict
it off. No,
Take
I
it off.
agree.
Ooh, baby.
But there
Don't take
is.
tats.
I agree with him in what he's saying, and I usually don't judge things until we get the whole facts. But it's just something. What's frustrating me right now, and I'm kind of frustrated with this whole COVID thing. It could be that
I know my life.
and all that. But what's frustrating is that it's this the greed out there, and you see the shit that the shit of humanity that it's just stupid, and people would do anything. Companies would do anything, not all. Well, just for the fucking bottom line, and fuck everything else. And that's the part that got me frustrated.
And I get that because that's how
it's
it's
just
been
frustrating.
since you were. This is how it's been since you lived with the Romans and the Greeks, and when you lived with all of those
But back
ancient,
then,
like the Egyptians,
back then life was a little bit simpler.
But
back
they
then
still
life
did
was
it.
a little bit simpler, right? And you were able to sleep with anybody and not give a fuck.
Why did
We're
you
getting to
bring
that
that
point
point
again.
up?
Don't worry. The 60s.
You bring that
Listen,
point up.
we could do it in the 60s. The 60s.
Out of everything, you brought that specific pinpoint up.
I hope your wife's watching
I
this.
hope your wife watches this
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, she's gonna make.
No, I'm just saying that there was no judgment.
I got some facts.
Because there was no judgment.
Give me the facts. Quiet. Let me get the
I
facts.
got some
Sorry.
facts. Let's get some facts. Let's before we
Okay,
end
we
it,
had time.
No, we're good. We got a little bit, but go ahead.
Okay, so let me give you factual shit so we head into the next topic before you know.
Well, there's no next topic. This is
I
the
don't
one we're
think
getting
there's
to
no
today.
next topic. I think the topic would be the week after.
Oh,
Oh,
we
we're
do,
not-
real quick then. Hold on, before you get into the facts, I have to. I want to say one thing. I know. I want to thank.
The Sheikh Monster and Messiah show.
Yep. I want to thank LCP,
Yo,
Los
we-
Compadres podcast. Hold on. I need to thank them. They approved this message. They allowed us to go ahead and have this topic on today. So, guys, I really want to thank you for the approval of the message and the topic today. I hope we can get approved for next week's topic. That'd be really important for us and really big for us that you approve next week's topic. And I just want to remind you guys, if you guys do want to hear us on a podcast, Los Compadres podcast, you can hear the four of us talking on that channel. So, we're always on. But no, they approve our shows now, so I really want to thank them for that.
Oh my lord! So this
Go
show
ahead,
today,
Go ahead, Nelly.
this show today became a Check Monster / Messiah show. Since Nelly and Gordo were outed, so we're gonna cut the video in half and just have Check Monster Messiah the whole way through and post that on YouTube for you guys, because that's what happened.
Ladies
So,
and gentlemen,
you guys don't
chime
I
in.
just want you to know. Oh well, you didn't give me a chance, asshole.
Go ahead.
They were
No,
fighting.
I
Here's
just
the
want to
mic.
let you know. I think this was premeditated. Messiah wanted to wear the jersey, and he already knew that shit was gonna piss off Sheck Monster. I think Sheck Monster was just getting builded up because he was talking about the greed. He's like, you don't know the stupid facts, and then he hit him with all the freaking facts about the Patriots, and he just went off like.
No, wait. There's no facts. There's no
Because,
facts about the Patriots. There's no facts about that shit.
So
And
why
if
they
you
get
want to go with
fined?
facts, I'm gonna send you a link.
Why they get penalized
Listen,
for?
if I send you a link with all the research I've done, if I send
why
you
they
the
get
link with the
penalized?
research I've done, but listen, the
Why
links
they get penalized?
that prove
No.
that
Answer my
prove-
question. Why do you get penalized?
Did the NFL prove them guilty for Deflategate? Yes.
If
Did they prove
didn't
them
do anything
guilty
wrong?
No,
for
well,
filming practices on the Jets or whatever team?
They
You
did
did
Yes.
nothing wrong. Why
guilty.
you got penalized?
They paid the penalty. Does not mean they found them guilty. They just paid the
What do you pay
penalty
a
so they
penalty
can just
for if you're not
keep
guilty?
going with their life.
Yo, so you're gonna pay a speeding ticket if you weren't fucking speeding?
All right, so listen. Okay, let's.
Okay.
We're gonna really.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna get into this.
That's a good one.
You're gonna pay a
Get
speeding
into it.
ticket if you weren't
Alright.
speeding? No.
Tell me.
No. Answer my question.
Tell me.
Answer my question.
Tell me
No,
it's not
no,
fair.
No. Answer
Okay,
my
let's
question.
go with this.
Log
Let's
it
go
off.
with Spygate.
I'm logging off.
Let's go
Good
with
night, guys.
Spygate. No.
Good night.
Let's talk about Spygate before we log
answer-
on. Let's talk about
before
since
you-
we already on this
Answer my
shit.
question.
What?
You're gonna pay a speeding ticket if you weren't speeding?
Hell no.
That's it. Conversation
Right?
over. Save it for Generation
wait.
Sports. No,
But
we're
wait.
done. Messiah,
Okay,
give me some
let's just
facts
say-
about the other thing. Give me some facts about the other thing. Let me hear it. Nelly, let me hear those facts.
Let's talk about. Let's just let alone. Let's talk about Spygate. Let's
No,
talk about
let me
Spygate.
hear about the
So-
facts that Nelly has. This ain't
What
sports.
facts?
This is
No.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, we'll save that for next week. We're cutting low on time.
No, I
But
don't. I want to
have-
hear the facts. I got to hear the facts.
This is about the other topic. We'll just save it because we don't got time, and he wants to talk about the Spygate.
No, we're not talking about Spygate. Just give me
No,
the
we're not
facts.
talking about Spygate. Go ahead.
Oh, I like how you put your foot down, Sheck Monster. It turns me on a little bit.
Oh.
Well, he's not the director, so now everything's recorded on his thing. So he's not the director. So
He is,
I gotta
he is.
change. I gotta change the credits at the end. Produced, but directed by Check.
Yes, I would love that. Give me a new title.
Hey, just don't deflate my voice, all right?
Whoa.
So, anyways, speaking about factual, I got some facts, Check Monster.
Okay.
Quick thing, this should be a small, it's nothing crazy, but Hasbro pulling the Trolls doll from the store shelves, and they were accused of promoting child abuse by placing the button under the doll's private area under the skirt. What do you think about that?
Well, wait. Do we have time to get into that?
Not fully. We could do a quick workaround.
So-
We can do it quick. We'll just make it quick. Everybody, go ahead, chime in. What do you think about that? Go ahead, Goldo.
Because I got to have my own opinion on that
Give me
shit.
2
Go ahead.
Well,
minutes.
quick is what you do in bed, bro. Let's go.
Yeah,
Goldo,
you-
go.
Oh, that's too quick.
It's all
2
about
minutes.
me, bro. It's all about me.
2 minute man. Let's go. No.
Yo,
so
all I
was
ask
gonna
is for 5 pumps.
Shut up! Let him go. Fuck!
I wish I could mute him.
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you.
Dale, papi, dale.
I was gonna say if it's gonna be a long talk, because I know Messiah like to ramble and go like this a lot. We can leave it for next week, and that way we can
Jump in.
dive into it.
So here, listen, this is what I'm going to say about it. I think that we should all go off. Messiah, his penalty for starting all this trouble today, doesn't get to comment on it. And we'll let the crowd decide. We'll let the people decide. If they want us to talk about it during our live episode, we'll continue the conversation Friday night on the live episode.
New night is
New
not
night.
Friday,
I just
Sunday.
said Friday
No,
night.
He said Friday.
No,
You're
hold
not
on.
listening.
No,
Hey,
new night
Zeus.
is Sunday. We changed it to Sunday.
Hold on.
No, we're
hold on.
not.
Yes, we agreed to it last week.
Hold
Did we?
up. Shut up. Shut up, you bastard. Let me
There you go, Poppy.
I don't know when we're
we
doing
came
this.
came to agree that Friday nights Messiah wants to hop in a pool and go out and stuff like that. So he was like, how about if we do Sunday? So for you people, my viewers out there,
Okay.
so Friday nights, you guys can go out, enjoy your night, get COVID if you want to, but please be safe. We're going to change the time for 9 p.m. on Sunday. So Pandemic Eastern Time on Sunday night, because Sunday's a family time. You'll be able to enjoy us live on YouTube.
As a family, everybody gather around the fire, turn on the computer, put us on the big screen, and just enjoy some good old-fashioned fighting.
First of all,
Because that's what it's
they have
become.
But hold on. I got a new thing that I want to try.
Yes.
I want to do a around the horn type of feel and just mute Messiah the whole freaking time. That would be great.
So listen, we're gonna save the troll topic then for Sunday at 9 p.m. PET time. We'll go over it, but everybody gets to say one comment on it, but Messiah. So here's my comment. I do believe they knew something of what they were doing, because you can't be that naive or that stupid. Goldo, go.
Yes, same thing. It's
All right.
just common sense. They did it. They knew it. Then we're like, oh crap, the Karens are gonna kill us.
Okay, Nelly.
I'll go. Obviously, right? You just gotta not thinking about it.
You see him? He's dying. He can't.
I know he's dying. He's
Let's do
dying.
it. And then sneaker of the day.
At the end of the day, like they shouldn't have done that. But granted, like I get the concept what they're trying to do, but like let's not be stupid. Like you shouldn't have put it there, like
All right.
point blank and period. But at the end of the day, I think Messiah like it because that's where his button is. Anyways, on to the sneaker of the
You wanna
day.
press it?
All right, let me do the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. If you don't have shoes on your feet, don't worry, he got some that you can meet. It's my boy Nelly with the sneaker of the day.
Yeah. I'm heading to the sneaker collection.
Okay.
He got a secret compartment.
This should be our new thing. Is we should bring up topics, and then we won't let Messiah talk about it. And we'll just see let people just watch his facial expressions as he explodes because he wants to get in so bad.
And let him choke on it.
I'm not sure if I
live.
showed these already. I'm not sure, but I can't remember. Like you
No,
guys got to
what we
keep
got?
track of this shit. So today we got the bubble gum right here.
Ooh.
No, you haven't showed those.
Those are
I
hype.
showed these.
Those are hype.
These are
No, you
nice.
haven't showed those. No,
Oh,
those
okay.
are beautiful, bro.
Right. Nobody cares what you say. But check monster and go to what do you think?
I like those.
I
Those are
like
tight.
them. I like
Those are
them.
tight.
I'm just gonna mute myself.
Thank you. Oh yes.
Yeah, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the Generation Shock, all our shockers, Messiah has finally shut up. And here we go. So these are I call these my bubble gums. These are Air Max 720s right here. I enjoy this. I got my lady up here too. And you know what? Just because I'm feeling good and Mazai shut the hell up, we're gonna do the '97 Air Max florals as well. Check the details out on those right there. Can you see them?
Very nice. Very nice.
I see the flowers. I see the red flowers.
Yes, sir. That's what we're doing today.
Listen, Stick of the Day is so nice that he had to give it to us twice.
I did. You know what? Let's do. We'll give you a little treat that my baby got me for my,
He's about
early
to explode.
birthday.
He just wants to say anything. Just something.
We about to do belt of the day. Okay.
Ooh.
Shout out to my baby.
That's the belt you're gonna use to whoop your kids' ass for when they get older and disrespect you.
Yeah. That's the Patriots afford all these belts because of the cheating. So they all got each other the same belt. And I don't know if you guys knew that. That's an actual fact. They went to go buy footballs, but they're all deflated, so that was a little weird. They didn't end up buying them. But it's all good. It's all good.
Hey, you know what team? You know why Kodak is still in business?
Go ahead.
Because the Patriots were using their cameras to spy on motherfuckers.
Got him. Oh my god. And then they got caught, so they had to go to pharmaceuticals. I'm done, bro.
Oh, the Patriots aren't buying our product anymore. What else are we gonna do?
No, they got
pharmaceuticals.
Bro, they got caught when they went to Walgreens to release their pictures, bro.
All right, on that note, let's start wrapping it up. Oh man, it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Generation Shock. We appreciate the love and support. Please, 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 if you haven't already, subscribe. Watch our episodes. We got the Aftershock on Sunday at 9 p.m. Pandemic Eastern Time. We'll be mixing it up 15 minutes before on the DJ, getting y'all hype ready for it. But please chime in. It was awesome last show. Everybody was engaged, so please check us out. And thank you for all the support. Mazai is gonna stay mute. He's gonna try to do sign language to say goodbye. Shecky Shack, go ahead. What you got?
Here's the sign language.
Just want to remind everybody, appreciate you watching the show. Put some information down below at the comments, man. Let me hear what you guys have to say about stuff. We had very good interaction as far as comments when we did the Aftershock, but I want to hear what you guys think about these shows. Don't be afraid to, crap on the Patriots with the rest of us, you know what I'm saying? And let me hear you guys out there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, guys. A lot of love for you guys. You guys are always loyal. Great feedback from you guys. Last feedback I got from the intro was crazy. So I was like, you know what? I guess we got to keep a rhythm because people like it. People get what they deserve. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
Last but not least, the least favorite. Go ahead.
Give him his last word.
Yes, I can say something. All right. Fuck you guys. Anyways,
and the recording.
Thank you guys for watching the show. The FU was for these three guys, not the audience. Viper, please, I need my Mondays and Tuesdays or my Tuesdays and Wednesdays. This is my plead guilty. Please. Stay tuned for Generation Shock, also Aftershock. Also follow up with Generation Sports with Check Monster on the mic. The Monster on the mic. He's gonna have a guest once a week, I believe. That's what you said, right? Once a week.
I'm trying to rope in the first guest and finalize who it's gonna be. Working out some details,
Goldo's gonna have his thing up running by next week. Hopefully, he's gonna have his thing up. Yes. And Viper, my last words are gonna be he said the Bears suck. Anyways, we are out.
I did not say that.
Let's go.
We're working every Monday and Tuesday. Bye bye.
We got the right stuff. We put the hammer right there.